Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is how to manifest travel in 5 easy steps. So a lot of you guys have been asking me, how did I manifest traveling? Currently, I have been traveling nonstop for 6 months. I've been to London, I've been to France, I've been to Greece, I've been to Abu Dhabi, I've been to Egypt, I've been to India, and soon I'll be headed to Italy, and I plan on continuing to travel for as long as I can. And so a lot of you guys have been asking me, like, how do I manifest this? Manifestation always starts with having a clear intention. I remember my whole life dreaming of going to certain places, especially wanting to go to Paris, and just wondering, about what it would be like in different cultures and meeting different people. But I never really thought it would be a reality for me. I saw my circumstances and I really started to define myself by them. And because of my situation at the time, I just thought it was impossible for me. I thought in order to travel, I'd have to be like a millionaire or something, or I would see the cost of the plane ticket and think, wow, that's like a month of work for me. I don't know how I would be able to do this. How am I gonna get time off work? How am I gonna figure this out, And so I think the first thing, step one, is to have a clear intention of what you want and where you want to go, and not to limit yourself and think that it's impossible. Just allow yourself to dream. As a child, and maybe even like as a young teenager, I'm sure you had dreams of wanting to travel or wanting to experience different things. And back then, the world seemed just a lot more accessible. It's only when you grow up that you really start to limit yourself and develop these subconscious beliefs that it's not possible for you, that it's not going to happen, that it's impossible. And so really kind of go back with the eyes of a child and allow yourself to just dream and fantasize and wish and put out good vibes and put out good energy surrounding travel. Because everything really is about energy and is about frequency. The more you put out those positive thoughts and positive emotions, and you think about it a lot in your third eye and you're intending on it, the more that actually does go out in the universe to bring it back to you. So a lot of it does have to do with rewiring your subconscious negative beliefs, reminding yourself that anything is possible. And a really great way to do that is by using affirmations. You guys know that I love Jason Stevenson's channel here on YouTube. Jason Stevenson, check it out, try some of his affirmations. He has one that's called Health, Wealth, and Happiness that I really love, and I'll link it below. It's just amazing, and it will help kind of get you in that mindset and in that flow of being more receptive to travel and to wealth and to positive changes in your life in that direction. So step one is about having a clear intention, and a really great way to do that is by making a mood board or making a vision board. I've talked about this a lot on my channel. One thing I did is I went on Pinterest and I pinned pictures of where I wanted to travel. I pinned pictures of London and France and Egypt, actually a lot of pictures of Egypt, which is why I've been here twice now, I think. I guess I really sent the message out that I really wanted to come here. I love it here. And so, wherever you really want to go, pin like a ton of pictures of that, and like pin pictures of the food there, of the people there, pin pictures of like the outfits and the clothes that you want to wear there. I remember like when I posted pictures of Paris, I was like, oh, when I go to Paris, I want to wear this, and I want to go here, and I'm gonna have a baguette, and I'm gonna take pictures here, and like just allow yourself to really lose yourself in the fantasy while you're pinning the pictures and get excited. It should be fun. There might be times when you're pinning the pictures and you're just kind of depressed and thinking, wow, this looks so much more amazing than my life right now. Like, my life is so shitty. And there are times where that can actually kind of remind you of how crappy your situation is or how you might feel it is. But be careful of that, and instead of, going there when you're pinning and when you're thinking about it, really try to just lift yourself up and be excited for the possibilities and be excited for the opportunities. So step one is creating a clear intention of what it is that you want, and also going along with that is to clear any negative subconscious beliefs that you have related to travel, okay? So, work on your vision board. If you don't like using Pinterest, you can make your own mood board, or you can do Tumblr, or you can even make like a secret Instagram account and like pin stuff, or you can just save a lot of pins of people traveling. And then you can also, some people like to actually clip up, magazines and draw and like hang it up on their wall. In fact, if you can actually draw a picture of yourself where you want to be, that is extremely powerful. I did some paintings about going to Paris, and like that was the first place I went and spent a significant amount of time. So I don't think that's a coincidence. So allow people yelling. Anyways, allow yourself to paint and draw and just really get into it. And this is about your third eye. This is about like what is going into your subconscious mind and just kind of getting the travel vibe around you, okay? So after you've clearly set your intention, you know what you want, you're like pinning every day, you're drawing pictures of it, you're doing affirmations, like you're working on like reminding yourself that you're not your circumstances, anything can happen. This is a limitless, abundant universe. The money and the means can come to you in many different ways. An opportunity to travel could come to you out of nowhere, just being open to that. Step two is actually to take action towards your goal and towards your dream. So this is now about creating an energy of travel around you, because the more momentum that you put in a certain direction, because momentum is action, taking action is energy, that's part of frequency, the more of it you'll get. I think the reason why my traveling just keeps going and going and going is because like that's my experience, like that's what my body, my mind, and my spirit is used to now. That's become the norm for me, and so I just keep getting more and more and more of it. And so actually one of the first things I did is I started traveling in my local community. I realized there were like some hiking trails and like some parks that I'd never been to where I lived. And so I started checking those out. After work, instead of just going straight home and just getting fast food and doing the Netflix and chill thing, I actually would eat healthy, and I would go to the park and I would sit on a blanket and read a book until the sun set, or sometimes I'd even have a little bit of energy to take a hike. I even discovered a river. I had lived in this area for like over 10 years and never realized there was like a river just like 20 minutes away. And so I started driving to the river and exploring the river. And I even started exploring new restaurants, and then I even started exploring nearby towns, and like I just look on the map and like find a big spot of green and be like, I wonder if there's an entrance for me to hike there, or I wonder what that is. And I would even start Googling like hiking trails and like things to do near where I lived. So it doesn't matter if you live in the desert or the mountains or the suburbs, there's gotta be some kind of park or some kind of restaurant or some kind of nature area or hiking trail that you've never explored before. And so that's what you want to start doing, is using your free time to explore and travel and adventure where you live. And I don't care if you grew up in this small town your whole life, there's got to be stuff you've never been to before. There's got to be places. I mean, I was so shocked at the things I discovered in the small town I was living in. And so that is part of creating the energy of travel around you. And invite some friends, It's about breaking your routine, because if you just stay in the same routine and you just keep getting more of that. And I keep telling you guys, the universe only ever says yes to you. So if you're just like, I'm miserable in my job, I'm stuck, like this is so boring, like I don't make enough money, I can't travel, I can't do the things I want, the universe is going to continue to be like, yes, you're right, you are stuck in this routine, you can't travel, you can't get out of this, enjoy. But when you start saying, you know what, I have the power to create fun in my life, I can mix things up, abundance and travel can come to me in many different ways. I'm going to have fun and travel and adventure where I'm at. and I'm gonna get there, and I can just feel the energy of travel around me, and I feel like it's coming, and I feel like my life is gonna be changing really soon, and I love looking at these pictures that I pinned, and I can just feel and hear and smell and taste all the senses related to my travel, and I'm dedicated to my goal. Then the universe is gonna be like, yes, here's an opportunity. Yes, this is fun. Like, here's another place to adventure. Here's an opportunity for you. You like this, here, let's give you more, you know? And so it's about getting into that energy and embracing it, okay? Step 3 is about being practical and being logical. You know, getting your financial situation in order, you know, paying off any debt or any credit cards little by little. Just because you have debt doesn't mean you can't travel. I personally don't have any debt. I'm really proud of that. I have a credit card that has like $200 on it, and I continuously pay it off and empty it all the time. And I didn't get a credit card until last year, actually. I just was terrified because I used to be a shopaholic, and I was like, I'm not getting a credit card. I don't want to ruin my life. But for any of you guys who do have debt, just because you have debt doesn't mean you can't travel, but you might want to like pay off your credit cards and like make a little bit of room. Please don't go into debt to travel. Please don't get another credit card and do that. It's a bad idea. You know, you might want to just pay off a little bit of the stuff and know like you don't have to wait until everything's paid off before you can enjoy your life, but at least start making little payments if you've got that situation. If you don't, then it's obviously about starting to save a little bit of money. And so that might mean, you know, saying no to your friends if they want you to go out. I remember one of the biggest expenses I've had that would always take a lot of money from my income every month was just people who wanted to go out for drinks and wanted to go out to restaurants, and food is ridiculously expensive. So I'm really lucky that John is an amazing cook. We started to like cook more and like hang out and have friends over more and like invite friends on picnics and you know, outings, and instead of just going to the restaurant all the time. And they always put a ton of salt in your food, and like oftentimes you end up just feeling sick after. You know, I have favorite restaurants. I love to go out to eat sometimes, but you know, try to limit it to just once a week or once a month if you can, or not at all. I've been traveling for 6 months. I've only gone out to eat like maybe 6 or 7 times, and like once a month. You know, I really just shop at the grocery store. So go to the grocery store, you're going to save a lot more money, you'll eat healthier, and you'll get more fit and get a lot more energy to be able to travel and hike and exercise and adventure and explore. Another thing is really start thinking about starting some kind of online business, because if you want to travel long term, then you know, something that enables me to travel is I'm a fashion stylist, I'm a makeup artist, I'm a creative consultant. So everywhere I go, I add people from the industry, I add all the modeling agencies, I email people, ask them if they need help, and I'm open to receive whatever they want to pay me. And I've actually made a lot of money on this trip through my fashion work. It's like amazing. Even if they don't pay much, some places like here in Egypt, they really don't pay much, but at least it's something, you know what I mean? And so, and of course I'm doing this channel, which is enabling me to, you know, help with my income as well. So maybe start a YouTube channel, or start selling some kind of product or service online. Start working on some kind of side hustle that you can do online, so that your money is mobile and you don't have to feel stuck in any situation. This is if you want to travel long term. But maybe you just want to take a couple weeks off and travel, or travel over the summer or something, and you can work towards your goal little by little. So step 4 is to commit to your journey. You know, book an Airbnb. Like, say you want to go on this certain day 6 months in the future or a year in the future, just book the Airbnb and commit to it. Make sure it's a place you can get a refund on. A lot of great Airbnbs will let you cancel last minute and you can still get a full refund, so make sure you check the cancellation policy, but commit. Buy the ticket or buy the Airbnb. Even if you have no evidence that you're gonna have the rest of the money or that the rest of it's gonna work out, just book it and go for it. There's the call of prayer. So, you know, that's one thing you want to do, is commit. Before I came on this trip, I didn't necessarily have all my ducks in a row, but I just started booking Airbnbs, and I booked the plane ticket, and John was like, what are you doing? I knew that our lease was up like this certain day, and I was like, hell no, am I staying here? I'm so over it. We are traveling, we're getting on a plane, we're going somewhere. And I had spent a lot of time following the steps and saving money and doing stuff like that. And so I just started booking stuff. And you know, that's part of committing to your trip. But once again, it's more of a logical thing because you don't want to completely screw yourself over and just give up everything to travel. John always says, you know, no regrets, but actually one of his biggest regrets is like years ago, he had a really, really good job that was paying him like really well, and it was during the recession, and he had an opportunity to travel to Argentina for a month, and his job wouldn't let him, so he had to quit to do it. And then when he came back, he like couldn't get a job, and it was like this whole mess. Like, he's thankful he went to Argentina, but you want to be really careful that you don't completely screw yourself over for this like an opportunity, you know what I mean? It's about being logical and like kind of getting your ducks in a row at the same time, and knowing like what risk is worth it. And you want to really touch in with your heart, maybe meditate on it, pull some cards and see like, is this the right option for me? But at a certain point, you just got to leap and take that risk. I forgot what number I was on. ADHD, so I'll just do two more. Number 4 actually is just surrendering. At a certain point, you have to let go of control. You have to stop trying to worry and predict and control the outcome. You have to realize that it's gonna happen some way, and like you might need to let go of trying to like manipulate and control every single little detail about how you're gonna travel and what you're gonna do. Oftentimes before you even travel, an opportunity will come to you. I actually had an opportunity to go to Paris for a while to work for a fashion brand, and it was so funny because it ended up being at the exact same time that I had booked a place there. And so there's signs like that to tell you you're in the right place at the right time. So that leads me to number 5, follow the signs. After you really set your intention, you're vision boarding, you're taking action, you're saving or clearing away debt or whatever, trying to start online business or just trying to get some time off your work, or you're booking the place, there comes a certain point where you start receiving signs that you're on the right path. So this can come in the form of angel numbers like 222, 444, 111, 1111. It could also be like spirit animals. Like for me, I see this particular bird everywhere I go, the heron. Every single country I've been to, as soon as I get there, I see a heron, a crane, I see one of those birds. And it's like a sign I'm in the right place. The last place I actually booked here in Egypt, I was like freaking out because I hadn't seen the heron yet, and I was like, this is weird, this is the first time I haven't seen that bird. I wonder if we're really supposed to be staying in this place. And then I get to the place and there's a huge picture on the wall of a heron, of a crane. And so you might have a spirit animal that like is connected to travel. You might start seeing it a lot, and maybe connecting with spirit animals and spirit guides will help you. Like my partner John is making like a fox medallion because a fox has to do with travel, and when we got to our first destination in France, he saw a fox, and so it was really special. The fox is the animal totem of movement and travel. So in my Wildwood deck, whenever I'm shuffling and I pull that card, I always know it means like you're traveling somewhere, you're moving somewhere, you're going on a journey. It's a fun card to pull for people. So be open. You might start seeing like the fox everywhere, or you might want to just purchase yourself like a little fox necklace to wear as a reminder that you're going to be traveling. I think it's important to purchase like a little jewelry or a little reminder, like something to put on your bedstand that is like a symbol of like your goal and like reminds you of like the intentions you've been setting, and like not to forget about it, because even on your worst days it might seem impossible. Like literally a few months before I went on this journey and everything was still kind of like up in the air, I was like freaking out about it and kind of worried and like wondering if it was going to work out. But I had drawn this horse portrait, and the horse is actually a really good totem for travel as well because it has to do with freedom. So for me, the horse symbolizes freedom. And so I had this horse painting in my room that I painted, and it just reminded me like not to give up, like I'm free. And so I guess that's the last tip I'm gonna leave you guys with, is that getting into the energy of what you want before you have it is so important. this is how I manifested myself out of being pretty much homeless and you know, having no money and being super poor like I was years ago, into, you know, being abundant and thriving. Was I actually had to feel that energy before the money came, before the situation came into my life. So that's why I'm telling you guys to go out and to travel and to adventure and explore, and to start feeling that energy of freedom, start getting into the energy of abundance, start really living your life, whatever your situation is. And you'll have fun along the way. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, as cliche as that sounds. The whole journey of getting here was fun. The way I manifested it was fun. I really had a lot of fun, you know, even in the small town I was living in, you know, just exploring different places to hike and have fun, and just really celebrate life. So the biggest thing you can do to travel is celebrate life, because traveling is all about celebrating life and having fun and having new experiences. So the best way to manifest travel is where you're at right now, celebrate your life, have fun, and create new experiences. And pretty soon, opportunities will be coming, doors will start opening, and the universe will start kind of getting more of a hint of like what it is that you want and what it is that you like. And you'll travel far, you'll travel wide, and you'll have a lot of experiences. So I hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions about travel, leave them below. I can make more videos on this or just answer your questions below. And so I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you later. Peace out.